Hey, it's Vaughan Liddicoat, and today we are going to destroy the myth that you need a budget before you can build your idea into a business. Now, this is a really popular one and a little bit controversial, so if you're daring and you're ready to go like I am, let me help you destroy and crush this myth so you have nothing preventing you from going out there and bringing your idea to the world. Because you can have a lot of people saying that you're crazy and you need to plan and you need to know how and you need to have a budget before you begin. I'm like, come on, relax, man. Most people that say that don't understand how the marketplace works, and they certainly haven't run a business or brought a business to a global scale before. And that's why I'm here to help you, because I'm going to show you that buying patterns, marketplaces, and the audiences that you're working with and you're wanting to sell and engage to are the same. They want value and they'll happily pay for it. You just need to know how to position it. So if you're daring and ready to go, let's do this, because by the end of this, my promise to you is that you're going to be confident, you're going to be able to go out there and you're going to go and make some pre-sales on your idea. That's right, some pre-sales. So that way you can get revenue. And once you have revenue, what can you do? You can start to budget down the track. But when you're in the startup phase and you're just beginning, you don't need a budget. In fact, think of it like this. If you put a parameter around your idea and say, okay, let's say we make $50,000. Well, then I'll do X, Y, and Z. I'll have some for this, I'll buy some stock there, I'll invest in advertising, I'll make some marketing, I'll make some pretty brochures. You start to then think, where's that money going to come from? And it freaks you out. And this is a really big problem for entrepreneurs. They're like, oh God, $50,000, I don't even know if my idea is going to work. Where am I going to get that money from? And you set yourself up to fail from the beginning. Do you see my point? In the beginning, very first seed phases of an idea, you don't need to worry about budgets. What do you need to do then, you ask? Well, insert my principle, ready, fire, aim. That's right. We've got to take your idea straight out to the marketplace. We have to fire it immediately. Then we aim as we go. Course correct. Pivot if you need. Figure out what the market actually wants when you take your idea there. Here's how you know. They vote with money. The dollars. The dollars are a yes, your idea is good. Let's take a step back for a second. The reason people freak out and say, I need a business plan or I need a budget for my idea is simply fear. What they're worried about is will my idea actually work? You know, is there a chance of my idea actually working? Like, they freak out. They're wondering what's actually going to happen if they take their idea to the marketplace. Will it be rejected? So what you do unconsciously a lot of the time is you think, if I get the business plan, if I get the budget lined up, if I get everything just right, I'm going to have more of a chance of success. And that is just not true. I know a lot of people that have done that and they've gone out of business. It's really interesting. You can have an idea that you love, take it to the market, and they go, nope, wallets stay inside the pockets, right? I don't want that to happen to you. I mean, that's the old world. You'd go to your neighbor and you'd say, I've got this idea, let me take it, I want to take it to the marketplace. And they'd say, have you got a business plan? Have you got a budget? And you'd be like, oh no, do I need those? And say, yes. Has the neighbor run a business successfully? Probably not. If they did, how big was this business? Are they still in business? You see, most of our friends, families, and the people we get opinions from in our environment don't really know what the answer is, but they'll give you one. Right? You go to Google and type in like how to start a business. Like, I did some research on this. Most topics will say somewhere in their top 10 list of starting a business, you need a budget in there. I'm like, man, you don't need a budget. You need sales. You need to get some money to see if your idea is actually going to fit in the marketplace. Now, you might be sitting there going, get sales? I don't even have a product. It's like, listen, I'm going to tell you about my Ready, Fire, Aim principle. This is what I invoke in my own life. The beginning of last year, I was like, I'm starting a new business. I've got this idea. Let's take it to the marketplace. I believe people need it. So what I did is I invested a 5-figure amount of my own personal money, and I decided to test it. Now, before I invested any money, do you know what I did? Before I spent a freaking dollar, I put up one single web page. I put some PayPal links in there. I made a tentative booking, and then I took it to the marketplace. I put up some Facebook posts, and I contacted some people and I did some hustle work, if you will, and guess what happened? Somebody joined, somebody bought. And at that moment, I was like, there's an idea here that's got some money, potentially this could turn into a business. What was interesting, I then started to invest a bit of money backing it, started to invest into advertising. I didn't buy a website, I didn't buy a logo, I didn't buy business cards, I didn't buy brochures. whoa, right? I didn't have a budget and I didn't have a business plan. My business plan, if I had one, was really a executive summary, if you will. It's like a piece of paper where I was like, the audience is this, and I believe they need this. I've seen a gap in the marketplace. I'm going to go test the gap, right? And that's what you're doing. You test the gap. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't mean you're a failure. It means the idea didn't quite resonate. Maybe they didn't understand it. Like a lot of people don't understand ideas when they first get explained to them. So you have to learn how to cultivate that skill, but that's a different blog for another day. And what you end up doing is taking that idea, you sell it to somebody, and you then fulfill the order. And you might be thinking that'll stress you out. It's actually a very simple process. In fact, I can guarantee you've bought things in your life where you've bought it and you haven't actually been given the product or the service. Have you ever been to a musical or a play, right? Those guys are working like crazy behind the scenes, still putting the act and product together. Yet we think nothing of pre-buying it. Well, that's exactly what we do in business. And it's a very smart way of doing things. I mean, Kickstarter campaigns are famous for this. They get into trouble sometimes because they get so many orders, they go, oh God, we can't fulfill this many orders. Holy crap. That's a whole different level of problem. The chances are you're not really going to have that problem. So what you do is a market test. Now, here's what I want you to think about. Take your idea, take a piece of paper, and you're going to write out these 3 things. This is your call to action. I want you to work on this today, immediately, because I want you to have the confidence to follow my lead because I'm doing this, right? Find out if there's a market for your idea. Find the audience that you want to talk to first of all. Then ask this, who can you sell to right freaking now? Right this second. Who can you give the order to and from? So you're going to go to the person and say, hey, my name is so-and-so, and this is what I'm doing. I'd love to see if you're interested. Can we talk a little bit more? And then you close the deal. It's very simple. You can do this by door knocking or picking up the ye old telephone, right? And you ask people. It's quite simple. Or you could set up a PayPal page with a page and PayPal buttons. Very simple. Wix.com offers free websites. You don't need tech abilities to do this. This is very easy, inexpensive market testing. And then do it, right? Now, second, how can you create more value? So this is a big one for me. I'm very much about value, value, value. What I mean by value is intrinsically from what they buy, whatever that product may be. Let's say they're buying t-shirts. You're going to create the next t-shirt company and revolutionize the way it's being done. Or it's just going to be a really cool kick-ass t-shirt company with mad branding. Well, what you may want to do is to think a bit differently. How could you be a bit more strategic? Perhaps you cover the cost of shipping back and forth between you and the customer. So that way they can try t-shirts on for free from you and send back the ones they don't, and you cover that cost. Right? That's adding value. Or, of course, the old school analogy, the old school practice of you buy one t-shirt and then you get a second one for free. Well, guess what? That's value, isn't it? So how can you intrinsically do this? If you run events, perhaps you create a 6-part audio course from your phone, and then when anyone buys a ticket, they get the course complimentary, which adds an extra $97 or $197 to the ticket sale value. And that way you start to become more generous and you start to give more to your audience than the next guy or next woman. You see where I'm going with this? Now, lastly, you got to think about this one. What is the best business model? Now, why do we say the best business model? Because it's very easy for people to go broke on this. When you pick the wrong business model and then you put everything into it. So let's examine the idea. Well, you could have something that would really suit a brick and mortar concept. Brick and mortar means like a store that you lease, and then you have to get inventory and you have to fit out the whole shop. Typically, this will cost you a few $100,000 depending on where you live. It's very expensive. Now, you do this before selling anything. Can you see how crazy this is? Let's say you want to start a cupcake shop. The worst thing you can do right now is to go in and spend $500,000 on fitting out a cupcake shop before selling any cupcakes, right? You've got to go build up some demand. In fact, I'm a big advocate of doing it online. So for example, if you are that cupcake company, just get a Shopify store, right? Start selling them online and figure out how you can deliver it straight to your customer the same day, right? How cool would that be? Perhaps you can create a subscription model business where the people that buy it get every month or every week or every day for their office a selection of 8 to 10 to 16 to 20 of your most famous, delicious brand name cupcakes delivered to the office every single day. Are you seeing where I'm going with this? The rules have changed. The game has changed. It's changed so quickly, but it's so great because of these tools that we can go out and market test, spend very little money as entrepreneurs, figure out if people want what we want, want to sell them, and then we can take it from there, because what you must do is follow the money. Once people say yes, your job is then to increase the value, increase the opportunity for more people to buy, and then get out there. When you find an avenue die, like dead end, like people, you try something new, it doesn't work, great. Maybe try a couple more times. If it really doesn't feel right, pivot, go a different direction. You know, there's many angles you can take. It just takes a bit of creativity, but most importantly, it takes confidence. Now, I hope you have confidence. I hope now you can go ready and you fire your idea off into the marketplace and you aim it as you go, because it does work. Oh, by the way, the idea I started last year, I invested a very small 5-figure sum into it after getting the first couple of sales. And now I have a handful of clients on retainer, plus several $15,000 clients, and they come in every month. And this is building and building. And all I did is exactly what I'm telling you. I go and follow the money, I follow what works, I try new ideas, and I build as I go. And it was 12 months in, and I got a logo. I didn't get one designed, I just put a logo up off Canva, and still no business cards, but the website's up, as you'll be pleased to know. Oh, just remember this. By website, I did not mean don't have any online marketing. I definitely had online marketing. That was what the page was with PayPal, right? So I had that. I just didn't have a full-blown $50,000 website. I still don't. But the business is doing well, and that idea is now blooming and starting to be able to scale. So I hope this helps you. I hope it serves you. Please come back, because in Myth 2, we're going to discuss exactly the next stage that you've got to get past so your idea doesn't die and shrivel into a little husk. This is Vaughan Liddicoat, and thank you very much.